Let me get Armando on the phone, man. What's he doing? Leaving his stuff up on my day.
Must have been a bad day.
Must have been a bit. It was, I came in here with her. It was crowded.
No, you're definitely coming back in court.
I'm ready. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the regular meeting of Mayor and Council of the Borough of Glassboro for February 27th, 2024 to order. Karen, could you please read the opening statement?
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, I hereby announce that adequate notice of this meeting, as required by said act, has been provided by adopting a schedule of regular meetings for the year 2024, which schedule was posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board, as well as the Borough website, and forwarded to both the South Jersey Times and the Sentinel of Gloucester County, and filed with the Borough Clerk on January 6, 2024.
Thank you. And can we all rise and salute the flag, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Karen, roll call, please.
Mayor Wallace.
Here.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Kosovo.
Present.
Mrs. Garland. Here. Mr. Halter.
Here.
Ms. Miller.
Here.
Mrs. Spence.
Here.
Mr. Melandra.
Present.
Mr. Scafidi.
Present.
Mr. Brunemer.
Here.
Thank you. We have no proclamations or presentations this evening, so at this time I'll turn the meeting over to our Borough Solicitor.
Thank you, Mayor. On public hearing this evening, we have ordinance number 24-06, calendar year 2024 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank pursuant to NJSA 48-445-14. Council moves for the public portion.
Move the public portion be open.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open to anyone from the public who wishes to come forward and address this proposed ordinance.
Seeing none, I move the public portion be closed and the ordinance adopted as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Kosovo.
Yes.
Mrs. Garlick.
Yes.
Mr. Halter.
Yes.
Ms. Miller.
Yes.
Mrs. Spence.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of January 23rd, 2024, and the closed executive session of January 23rd, 2024.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. We have no communications this evening, so I'll move to committee reports and begin with Council President Miller.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good
I
evening.
have nothing at this time.
Thank you very much. Councilman Brown.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
I just want to let you know I'm in receipt of the financial reports for the month of January. Also, we plan to introduce the budget on March 26th for adoption on April 23rd. And I'd like to thank the Financial Committee for all their hard work, especially Borough Administrator Ed Melandra and Chief Financial Officer Karen Passio. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Councilman Kosovo.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, but I have nothing at this time.
Thank you very much, sir. Councilwoman Garlick.
Nothing to report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilman Halter.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Mayor.
Good evening.
Water and Sewer continues to make progress in replacing the lead-based piping and service lines to our residents and businesses, and the streets were degalvanized. But besides that, nothing else to report.
Thank you very much, sir. And Councilwoman Spence.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have anything for this evening.
Thank you very much. We have no unfinished business, so Karen, can we go over new business, please?
Yes, Mayor. I am in need of authorization to go out to bid for water treatment chemicals.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
I am also in need of approval of facilities use application for the 2024 Community Day being held on June 8th, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. This time I'll ask for the engineer's report, please, Mark.
Yes, good evening. For the Camelot projects, both sides of the road are continuing the construction of the homes. That'll commence through 2024. High Street Estates, they're down to their last building. They have everything else sold. They're down to the one last building on the phase 2, and we're working out some grading issues on those, and then that will be completed. Anticipate they'll be coming in to finish the paving on the phase 2 part and looking to dedicate it to the borough sometime this summer. So that's coming soon for those. The storage down Route 47, making good progress with decent weather. The building going up, we're still working on some site issues, so that'll continue over the next few months for those. And Lucio's Bakery is just fighting the weather. They're going to town on the parking lot. They really did step up and working with the planning board to restore the parking lot, but they're going above and beyond. They're doing a nice job, get right down to the base and replace everything. So they're making a good effort on those. And that's all I have at this time.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
That's Mark.
Thank you for Mark. Thank you again. Okay, at this time, I'll again turn the meeting over to our borough solicitor.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. On our consent agenda this evening, we have the following resolutions. And to make it simple, resolutions 75, 76, 77, 78, 79 are each resolutions authorizing refund of a tax overpayment for the purposes noted on the agenda for each of those resolutions. Resolution 80, authorizing award of contract for co-hosting cornhole tournament in the borough of Glassboro. Resolution 81, reassigning Danielle Spence from Class B member to Class C member of the Glassboro Historic Preservation. Oh,
No, it's not
Nancy
the
Paul
only
Amos.
spend.
that's right. 81's Nancy?
81 is Nancy.
Okay, I got the wrong agenda. That's my bad. Let's regroup here. There's Nancy on 81. On 80, that was the whole conversation we had back
That's
then.
it.
81, reassigning Nancy Poemus from Class B member to Class C member of the Glassboro Historic Preservation Commission. 82, appointing Lori Marshall as a Class B member of the Glassboro Historic Preservation Commission. Resolution 83, appointing Dr. Jennifer Janowski as a Class B member of the Glassboro Historic Preservation Commission. Resolution 84, authorizing agreement for certain professional services with Triad Associates, process 2024 FEMA Assistance to Firefighters Grant Application. Resolution 85, authorizing the Glassboro Planning Board to review a change to Chapter 107, Development Regulations and Zoning, Article 10, Stormwater Control of the Code Book of the Borough of Glassboro. There are resolutions this evening under our consent agenda, again for the purposes noted as well on the agenda. If council moves for approval, roll call vote.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Casabon?
Yes.
Mrs. Garlick?
In favor.
Mr. Halter?
4.
Ms. Miller?
4.
Mrs. Spence?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And Mayor, we have one ordinance for introduction tonight, that being ordinance number 2408, ordinance amending Chapter 107, Development Regulations and Zoning, Article 10, Stormwater Control of the Code Book of the Borough of Glassboro. If council moves for introduction.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Casabon?
4.
Mrs. Garlick?
Yes.
Mr. Halter?
4.
Ms. Miller?
I'm sorry.
4.
Mrs. Spence?
Yes.
Sorry.
Motion carries. At this time, I will entertain a motion to open the meeting up to the public.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open to anyone from the public who would like to come forward and address mayor and council.
Members of the public, there are rules and regulations related to the public portion of the meeting. They are outlined on the agenda. Most importantly, when you do approach, if you would please identify yourself for the record, name, address, and there is a 5-minute limitation per speaker. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Sean Sloan, live on Quincy Court. Been a resident of Glassboro for about 35 years, constant visitor to the Glassboro Library. And I'm disappointed with the move to the new library. It's certainly more well-lighted, but I question whether the activities that have gone on in the library in the past will be able to be done in the size of this new library. It's just so small compared to the other library. It's also very hard to make access to. You have to pay for parking, or the only free parking apparently is in a little lot across a busy main street with 7 spaces. It seems to me that's just inadequate for a center of this size. But the worst part is, I've been a reader of books all my life. I've browsed the Glassboro Library for years. There's nothing to browse anymore. There's hardly any books there. You used to go to sections that were titled religion, psychology, history, the arts. Now there's just some potboilers, recent bestsellers and things like that. And I just think that libraries are the soul of the community. And I just don't think this new library is doing this community well. And finally, although I don't know this for a fact, I did hear that Clayton has scored a multi-million-dollar grant for a library. And if there was grant money available for libraries, why weren't we able to score some? Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I think you forgot your coat.
Excuse me.
Coat.
Seeing no other, I move the public portion be closed.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve all duly authorized bills.
Motion to approve all duly authorized bills.
Second to approve all duly authorized bills.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve all duly authorized bills. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to abstain on PO number 24-00678. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, I have abstentions on 24-00743, 00808, and 00696. Everything else is good.
Thank you very much. Those abstentions have been noted. Motion still carries. Any closing comments from our administrator?
No, sir.
I just would like to thank all those that came out to attend the meetings, those that shared their thoughts and concerns with us. I encourage you to continue to do so. Everybody stay warm, and I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, everyone. The next regular meeting of Mayor and Council will be March 12, 2024, 6:30 p.m. Have a good evening, everybody.
Good job.
I'm gonna leave this.
No, that's what, take it, dude.